The OnePlus 50 just kind of went official, and let's just say the early rumors did not do it justice. Apple's plans for its next MacBooks are a bit conflicted in timing. Samsung's Galaxy TriFold might have some interesting multitasking tricks. Tim Cook seems eager to celebrate the positive results and sales of the iPhone 17 series, and yeah, it seems the Galaxy S26 series might keep one of its most beloved features after all. I'm Jaime Rivera, and it's time for these 5 interesting topics. This is Tech Briefing powered by MediaTek. The official news today begin with Apple and just how sales went for the new iPhone, though oddly, not necessarily with metrics. Apple is usually very secretive about results, and especially early on, but let's just say things got odd in a good way this weekend as CEO Tim Cook has sent out a company-wide memo following the iPhone 17 launch. Within, he praises employees for their hard work and highlighting the strong sales performance across the lineup. While the iPhone Air and the redesigned iPhone 17 Pro are proving to be popular, Cook pointed out that the standard iPhone 17 has been the standout hit this year. He calls it thanks to storage upgrades and the addition of ProMotion on the display, it's being hailed as the best base iPhone in years, particularly by customers who prefer the familiar iPhone 16 style design over the Pro's new look. As a gesture of gratitude, Cook announced that the employees will receive 3 additional days off, with most US teams taking them before Thanksgiving and international or retail teams using them later. The memo struck a proud and celebratory tone, which again is so unlike Apple, but I have to agree with the market and with Tim Cook, these new iPhones are pretty awesome. I'm curious to know if you agree with that in the comments. Now, for those of you that were thinking that Apple was done for the rest of the year with events, let's just say it might and might not happen. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the company is reportedly preparing to begin mass production of its next-generation MacBook Pro models, but the schedule is rather off. The 14 and 16-inch models were expected to launch in late 2025, but early 2026 is now being included, with orders likely available by March. While Apple is usually releasing new Macs in October, both Gurman and analyst Ming-Chi Kuo have suggested an early 2026 release following the January 2023 launch of the M2 Pro and M2 Max MacBook Pros. Now, the biggest reason to care is because these upcoming models apparently will feature the M5, M5 Pro, and M5 Max chips, because other than that, there are no major design changes rumored for this initial release. It seems display changes, OLED panels, cellular connectivity, and TSMC's 2nm process will have to wait until later. That being said, we do wonder if this means we're also waiting for the more affordable iPhone 8-chip MacBook. Apple has historically held an October event for years, so it could just be that we might see iPad updates and this new MacBook as well. Time will tell, but I am curious to know if you're looking forward to any of these products in the comments. Now, how about if we switch to Samsung as its next batch of products continue to get more interesting? Freshly leaked software animations have given us the clearest look yet at how Samsung's upcoming Galaxy TriFold will handle multitasking, and it's shaping up to be a serious productivity machine. The clips shared by leaker Tech Highest and Evo Wiz on X with a pretty large thread provide a ton of examples. Familiar features like continue apps on the main screen, make a return, while Galaxy AI is shown integrated into Samsung's internet browser, taking up about a third of the massive display without breaking the page layout. Phone calls appear in floating windows that can be repositioned, and rotating the device vertically reveals a portrait-like tablet experience that offers more space for widgets and applications than the Galaxy Fold 7 could ever manage. Other animations highlight Samsung DeX and multitasking that make the TriFold nearly indistinguishable from the Galaxy Tab S11 series. The footage also hints at a big camera upgrade, with one clip teasing a 100x zoom option, something no Samsung Galaxy Foldable has ever offered before, possibly pointing to a periscopic telephoto lens being included. Probably what's interesting is the way the phone unfolds in the first animation, hinting to a Z accordion approach and not the G that we've heard about, though we're hoping this is just that the tablet is versatile and how you can open or close it. I'm curious to know what you think about all this in the comments. Let's continue with Samsung, as new leaks have just emerged on both the Galaxy S26 Edge and the Ultra. I still am a bit skeptical on the leaks of the S26 Edge because I'm debating the source and the look. Seriously, separated cameras is not Samsung's design motif that Huey Lee has been promoting, and these cameras look completely split, in addition to the placement of the flash looking different from the leaks we saw on Android headlines a few weeks ago that actually make more sense. But what they do have in common is this new iPhone-like approach for the camera bar, in addition to the fact that the colors are bolder, and I'm really looking forward to that part at least. Meanwhile, we have good news on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. We aren't expecting many changes, but there were controversies like the company ditching the S Pen in order to make the phone thinner. Well, a recent leak from Ice Universe on X reveals that the pen is still alive and now siloed a bit more in the corner of the phone, meaning the release mechanism will now have a more of a curved design to conform with its new placement. It also hints to just how curvy this phone will be as the design continues to veer away from the boxy notepad from the past. It could continue to lose some of its functionality though, but we'll have to wait and see. Other improvements include the potential 60-watt charging, a privacy display, etc. I'm curious to know if you like these possible changes in the comments. Now, before we get to the hottest news, let me tell you about today's sponsor, MediaTek. I'm not the only one that's going to tell you that the Vivo X200 Pro continues to be one of the best smartphone cameras in the market, even today. It's been, nearly a year since its launch, and the amount of phones that can match it remain limited. Surely its crazy optics are part of the story, but all the processing legwork is thanks to MediaTek's Dimensity 9400. MediaTek's all-big core architecture is fully capable of the new wave of agentic AI. It does ray-traced mobile games, it brings all the leading wireless technologies to keep you connected, and best of all, its ISP delivers some of the best photos I've seen from a phone at any price range. Thanks to MediaTek for sponsoring this video. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about OnePlus. Seriously, welcome back to the hottest news segment. The company is kicking off the hype cycle for its next flagship with a mix of confirmations and a fair bit of teasers. The OnePlus 15 is officially powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset, a predictable but welcome choice for the brand's latest premium entry. Also, notice no Hasselblad branding on the imagery, as this is the era of the Telemax going forward. The phone is also said to deliver unrivaled gaming experience through new gaming software, though details remain thin. Specs like the battery size, RAM, storage, and display information are still under wraps, with OnePlus promising more announcements in the coming weeks. And listen, we've heard of a 7,000 mAh battery in certain rumors, so yeah, our expectations are high. In the design department, OnePlus has already offered up some official renders highlighting a new Sandstorm edition with a dune color finish. What's interesting is the phone pairs a ceramic-coated fiberglass back with an aluminum frame enhanced with aerospace-grade micro-arc oxidation, all aimed at durability with a premium feel. China-specific teasers point to an ultra-thin 1.15mm bezel and the redesigned chassis for a more comfortable grip. OnePlus is actually calling their finish to be tougher than titanium, though, yeah, the periodic table is just not going to agree with that. So while we do see the company poking fun at its rivals when it comes to durability, we'll have to wait and see just how good it is when the product launches, and obviously I'm sure Zach is going to do something about that. That said, no dates have been provided, so stay tuned for that, as it'll most likely go live in China before it goes global. In today's question, let me know, what do you think of this new OnePlus 15 design? Because in my case, I like it. I will miss the old design from the OnePlus 13 and 12, which I did like a lot, but that's just me. I'm curious to know if you like what you see in the comments. Friends, thank you so much for joining on another episode of Tech Briefing. Please like, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments, as you can see me try to respond to as many as I can. Also follow me on social media as more behind the scenes work happens there. And just a quick reminder, I will be linking to the new channel and the podcast that we've done with Josh, which starts with a Samsung episode this week. So stay tuned for those links coming soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jaime Rivera. I'll see you on the next one.